If you're tired of the cold weather, gray skies, and boring routine, and you have your eyes set on sunny South Florida, then you're gonna wanna stick around because in this video, I'm gonna share with you 5 things that you need to know about moving to Lighthouse Point, Florida. Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Paul Blasko, and I am a local realtor here in the South Florida area. And if you're new to the channel, please hit like, subscribe, and the notification bell so you can stay up to date on all of my content. If you need to get in touch with me, my phone number is going to be right here on the screen. You can call me or text me anytime. And if you need to get any more of my information, it's going to be in the link below in the description. If you want to book a call directly on my calendar, you could do that in the description as well. All right, so without further ado, let's get right into the video. The first thing we're going to talk about is the lifestyle in Lighthouse Point. Now, the lifestyle in Lighthouse Point tends to lead toward a more luxurious lifestyle. This luxurious lifestyle is due to the high-end real estate that's available here within the Lighthouse Point area. Now, this luxurious lifestyle leads to a nice, quiet, and very safe, tight-knit community. Within this lifestyle, there's great boating, great food, and a really nice, safe neighborhood to raise a family. If you're looking to be in a very high-end, tight-knit community that's really tucked away in between Pompano Beach, then I think Lighthouse Point's really gonna be the place that you need to start looking. As you walk around through the neighborhood, you're gonna see that there's tons of people outside. Everybody's walking around, walking their dog, riding their golf carts around, and just cruising through the neighborhood. There's tons of things to do in Lighthouse Point, and there's really even better food. There's going to be a few staple food places here in Lighthouse Point. One of them is called Bonefish Max, and the other one is called Papa's Raw Bar. I highly suggest, even if you come here to visit, that you try to hit both of those before you leave. If you love a really safe neighborhood that's going to have very friendly neighbors, that's on the higher end of lifestyle living, then you really should consider moving to Lighthouse Point, Florida, because I believe it's going to be your best option. The next thing we're going to talk about is the home prices here. The average home price in Lighthouse Point is $1.89 million. Now, while that may shock you and maybe you might be priced out of Lighthouse Point, it's gonna be because there's so much beachfront properties and deep water real estate here. Now, the median price point isn't any better, and that sits at a whopping $2 million. Now, as you drive through Lighthouse Point and you get further and further back into the neighborhood, there's homes even upwards of $15 million that sit on the open intercoastal. So if you're looking to be in between Deerfield Beach and Pompano Beach in this little nestled off place that we call Lighthouse Point, you're gonna really have to have money to spend because the houses here are definitely not cheap. But with that high price point comes extremely beautiful high-end homes. Some of them look like crazy mansions on the water and super modern or that super Victorian style homes. There's really so many different types of style homes that are being built in Lighthouse Point and being updated that it's really, something that you need to take a look at. The next thing that the home prices leads into is the deep water access here in Lighthouse Point. Now, the deep water access might be important to you if you have a very large boat or a yacht that you need to park. This deep water access is great because there's virtually no fixed bridges in Lighthouse Point. There's so many places that you could put boats of all sizes with boat slips and huge dock space on some of these homes that are on the intercoastal that it doesn't really matter what size boat or jet skis or combination of the multiple water sport, activities that you might be a part of, you can find a home in Lighthouse Point that suits all of your needs. Now, cruising through Lighthouse Point in the intercoastal, you're gonna see tons of mega yachts, and if you have one, don't worry because there's so many dock spaces, like I said before, that can fit up to 150 or 250 foot boats with no problem. The next thing we're gonna go over is the safety in Lighthouse Point. Lighthouse Point is a very safe community. I've been in and around Lighthouse Point for very many years since I grew up here. My parents actually still live in Lighthouse Point, and it's a very safe and clean community. Lighthouse Point has a very low crime rate. I believe the per 1,000 residents violent crime is 0.58 out of 1,000 residents. Now, this is way lower than the national average, being 4 out of 1,000. So if you're looking for a nice high-end luxurious neighborhood that is also very safe, you want to keep your eyes on Lighthouse Point. All right, the next thing we're going to talk about is the boating and the fishing communities within Lighthouse Point. Now, I'm sure, as you guessed it, most people in Lighthouse Point do own boats. This is because there really is so much to do with a boat, not only in South Florida, but in Lighthouse Point as well. You can take your boat out right from your house in Lighthouse Point through the intercoastal, and you can go to a place called the Cove, which is technically Deerfield Beach, but there's a dock space. You could park your boat right up. You can go inside, you can get dinner or go hang out at the bar if you want to go out one night and then just take your boat right back home. There's also a restaurant called Houston's, which is actually in Pompano, but you could take your boat, go to Houston's. They have a dock that you could park your boat right up off, and you can get off the boat and you can go straight and go have dinner. You could also go through the intercoastal and go hit the beach at the actual lighthouse in Lighthouse Point, and you could go have a beach day with the family. With all these boats comes a great fishing community as well. Now there's tons of fishing tournaments throughout Pompano Beach and Lighthouse Point that you could be a part of if that's something that you really enjoy as a hobby or a sport. It will be very easy for you to fit in Lighthouse Point. There's a lot of bait stations, docking space, and there's a lot of people within the community that love fishing as well, so you might really be able to get along with some of your neighbors and some of the people that you see throughout the neighborhood that also enjoy fishing as well. So if you got any value out of this video, please hit like, subscribe, and the notification bell, because it really shows me that you enjoy the content that I'm putting out for you. If you haven't seen any more of my videos, or you want to get to know more about South Florida, hit the link right here. It'll bring you to a playlist of everything you need to know about South Florida, or you can hit this link to see the 5 things you need to know about Fort Lauderdale.